I was disappointed that he didn't get the knockout against Isak Cruz. That was a good ass fight though. Like, cause he showed greatness in that fight. How he adapted to the hurt hand and finished the fight with just one hand. That was very impressive. So that right there, even though it didn't end the way that I wanted to, that was a good fight for his legacy. That was the fight that really let people know that, like, yes, this guy's not just a knockout artist. He got skill. He just happened to have knockout power.
Yeah. And that knockout power is so great that, you know, it shines a lot. But yeah, he definitely he got a lot of skills. He got good head movement, good understanding, good positioning, good punch selection. He's very, very smart. All right, so let's go into Bloody Knuckles Street Boxing. Quickly before we start, guys, this video is brought to you by Top 11, which is a soccer management video game. Top 11 is a free-to-play football management game available on iPhone, Android, Huawei, and even web browser. The game has been played by 240 million players worldwide and is available in 31 languages. As a football manager in Top 11, you are in charge of every aspect of your club, signing players, running training, setting up formations, leading the squad to winning trophies. They have a new feature, 3D live matches, one of the biggest Top 11 community requests in the game's history, getting you closer to your football squad than ever before. Everything you know and love about Top 11 is now available in real time with 3D highlights. As you play against other managers from around the world, yes, around the world, 3D live matches allows you to see your tactics come to life with beautiful animation and player details, giving you more info to help you bring your team to the top. The new immersive experience will make you feel like a true football manager. There's something for every football fan in Top 11. You can customize your ground, collect jerseys and emblems, and so much more. Make sure you click that link down in the description box below to download the free-to-play Top 11 soccer management game. All right, guys, now let's get back into the video. This game came out of nowhere for me. I know for you, you've been working on it, but for me, I don't know if you know Poe, the boxing video game wish list guy. He's he's the guy who sent me through Twitter. He sent me a DM of your game, and then he was like, "Oh, check this guy out." And I was like, "All right, cool." I went to your Instagram, and in my head, I'm like, you know, indie developers probably gonna make it look cartoonish, and I'm not gonna. If I look at it, I'm not even gonna say anything to him. I'll just look at it and be like, "Here we go, another cartoon game." The moment I went on your Instagram, I was floored, and I immediately went to your YouTube. Like, I saw 2-3 things on Instagram, and then I went right to your YouTube. I watched every devlog in sequential order from the beginning all the way to the end, just to make sure I got a good grasp of everything. And your devlog floored me even more because of everything I was seeing, the technical elements of the game. So the first thing I want to ask you is, what inspired you to make your own video game? And I know that you've touched on this, but I want you to kind of elaborate a little bit more just for the audience. Do you have any background in coding? And how hard was it when you first started? For anybody who's being inspired by your story, because there's a lot of people being inspired by your story to do this.
I see that. I see that. They hit me up like, "Hey, how did you find out how to do this? Like, what is it? Like, what are the steps?" And it's like, you know, I like to try to help people as much as I can when they ask me those types of questions. But at the end of the day, it's really about like I said in my comeback video, this is the information age. The information's out there. You just got to be willing to be, you know, spending those hours looking for it. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I'm stubborn. You know what I'm saying? I got that from my dad. I got it honestly. I'm stubborn as hell. So when I say that I'm gonna find out how to do something, I'm gonna find out how to do something. Because I mean, you know, going further into it about like what the things that kind of led me there. Like I'm a real big advocate of do it yourself. So like I get on YouTube and I found out how to do a lot of things. I mean, I found out how to repair Jordans when I was wearing Jordans like that. Like I started a good little hustle off of that where I was fixing shoes, and then it got to a point where I was actually buying shoes from people, fixing them up, and then flipping them on eBay. I had that going. I had learned how to fix PlayStation 3s for a little while because it was one year my baby mom, she had got me the new Call of Duty. I think it was Black Ops 2. And I put the disc in and it didn't read the disc. So I was like, oh shit, well, I can't buy another PlayStation, so I got to find out how to fix this. So I went on YouTube, lo and behold, plenty of videos on how to fix it. And the problem was super simple. It was like the lens. Yeah, the lens was broken. I had to replace the lens. It was a $15 job. So bringing that to how I started the game dev thing, I made this game in the name of competition, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But like I said, I was playing NBA 2K. I had been playing NBA 2K since 2K16, and I was really banking on starting a YouTube career and blowing up off of that. And, you know, I had a good run. I had some bumps in the road. You know, of course, 2K18 made a fool of myself. Then 2K19 is when I actually started getting some popularity because of my sharpshooter slasher build. Obviously, it was a build that was highly slept on, but a lot of people had that build and they were searching videos on it. And because most YouTubers don't make videos about sharpshooter slashers, they found my channel, and that's how I got my little bump and got up to 2,000 subscribers. Like in that single year, it went from 500 to like 2,500. You know what I'm saying? But then, like I said, had a good run 2K20. Then 2K21 came around. And that's when I started to invest into my channel. That's when I started to buy my computer parts. I started buying them piece by piece because I was going to start streaming. And then I was sitting up there grinding up my player, trying to get ready. And I just was not feeling the game. And I was like, dog, I do not want to go through this again, bro. Not this year. I'm not finna make rant videos. And I'm not about to be miserable here. Like, and I just, it's like, things are just not really working out, bro. I got to do something, bro, because I know myself that, you know, I could easily go back to being a truck driver, because I used to be a truck driver before I started all of this. But I could easily go back to truck driving and make a good amount of money, get my own truck, and, you know, be balling out. But I know for me personally, I know that I would never be satisfied being just a regular dude with a regular job. I have to do something amazing because I got too much in my head. So that's when I decided, okay, I want to make a video game. I already wanted to make video games, and you know, I tried back in 2019. That's when you see me draw those sprites out on a piece of paper, then transfer them to the computer. That game was started with Flash, because at that time all I knew was Flash, and once it got to the coding, it was like, I don't know if I could figure this out. But once I got to that point with 2K21, that's when I was like, okay, I gotta figure something out. And I was about to actually go back to school to learn it. And then I actually talked to my friend Logan. I was about to go to Full Sail. He actually went to Full Sail for music production. And when I told him that, he was like, do you really want to go back and put yourself in all of that debt, bro? I really don't think you should do that. And me knowing you, I know that you can find some way to catch a lick off of this without going back to school. I was like, yeah, you right, bro. You right, because you know I'm resourceful. I got that from my dad. You know what I'm saying? I'll turn nothing into something real fast. So yeah, I started searching up videos about like how to make a Unity game, basically, because I heard about Unity already. How to make a Unity game, and then, you know, Google did its job. I'm scrolling through Instagram looking at booties. and next thing you know, C# coding, Unity engine, $25. No brainer, had to spend the money. And so I bought that course and immediately started looking through it and learning the stuff and building the game as I was learning. So that's how it came about.
That's amazing, bro. That's amazing. That's inspirational too for a lot of people. And the way your game plays and the way it looks, it makes it even more of like a underdog story because of the fact that the game looks so good and it looks like it plays so well. So jumping from that to this question, because this is what's blowing a lot of people's minds. I'm gonna tell you the honest truth. One of the things that's blowing people's minds. How did you get your punch animations to look so good?
That's a crazy thing about it. Like, like I said, information age, bro. You can find anything. I downloaded those. I literally downloaded those animations. I downloaded them and I tweaked them a little bit to fit the style that I needed it to fit. But I didn't have to do much. It was just basically like there was regular punch animations, and they was going to like a default area, and all I did was like raise the arm to go to the head, bring it down to go to the body, and that's honestly it. I wish there was more of a complex answer for that. It's really not.
Now, I mean, I figured that that those animations were downloaded, but the cool thing about it is the synergistic way that it hits the punching bags, it hits the other player, and those things, they come from obviously the coding and how you're mapping everything together to make it look like that. Because the whole thing is not just the animation itself, but the whole orchestra of everything that's being put together, it just looks smooth and looks good. So kudos to that, man. So we're gonna move on to the next thing. This thing is what I don't know how many people are thinking about this, but I'm thinking about this. How does your clinching system work? Because I've never seen any boxing game ever pull this off, and that is literally like when I go to sleep and I dream about a clinch system and how it would work or how it would look. Your clinch system is exactly what I imagine in a video game. How is that even how is that possible? And what how does it work? Not so much like the coding and stuff like that. Maybe a little bit on that, but really, how does it work in game? Like what happens? How do you initiate it and all of that stuff?
Okay, so and you're gonna be surprised at this answer too. But like I said before, like this game is it takes a lot from Fight Night Champion. And I know like from Fight Night Champion they had the grab. It was clinch, grab, whatever. But hold on, and that's in boxing. But that was probably one of the only features that I didn't like, because now I got you hurt, I'm trying to wail on you, and now you can just grab me and there's nothing I can do to get out of it except press the push button or wait for the ref to break us up, instead of me being able to fight out like real life. So yeah, just throwing that out there. I never liked that feature. Now as far as my game goes, the way that it's able to do that is honestly natural due to the physics system. Wow. That's honestly it. Now that physics system that I put in there, like I said, it was a plugin called Puppet Master, and I even got the idea to use Puppet Master from Ponte, honestly, because it was from the video where he was like, I'm going to switch. He was switching over his game to Unity, and in order to duplicate what he had done in Unreal, he had to use Puppet Master. But he concluded at the end of the video that it wasn't as Unity wasn't the way to go with that. You know what I'm saying? Unreal was more superior. But yeah, like I said, it's like with Puppet Master, I don't think it's not a bad plugin. It's just, it really challenges your coding and blending skills, because if there can't be any sudden movements in it. Like that's why you see the problem where like the glitching kind of like happens when I'm walking around, because my coding and my blending is not perfected on that part. But with punches, you see it's all seamless and it rolls together, and that's just really what it is. It's the combination of the physics system doing its job, and the way that I've like adjusted the sliders to make his muscles kind of react, which is still not where I want it to be, but it's close to it. It's the combination of that, and it's the combination of smoothly blending the animations together. You know what I'm saying? Like I have, like if I could show you my fighter's animator, like he has layers in his animator. Like he probably got about 9 or 10 layers, and it's all animations blending together on certain body parts. So it's like, the regular hit, just bam, bam, just regular head hits. Like there's a layer. I think you might have seen this in the dialogue, but there is a layer for light damage, and it only controls his torso and his head. That way the rest of his body can still do what you want it to do. So yeah, that's in a nutshell, it's just the puppet master's doing it for me. Honestly.
Gotcha. So when you're in the clinch itself, what specifically can you do? Can you throw punches in the clinch? Can you like move your arms around in the clinch? What exactly can you do when you're in the clinch right now? I know it's not fully developed or completed, but right now, what can you do?
So right now, all you can do in the clinch is everything that you can do outside of the clinch. He's still fighting, still throwing punches. He's still able to push, still able to protect yourself, and that's what the arm movement is that you see. You see him trying to throw punches. You see him trying to like guard himself, but it's hard for him to guard himself. Like if I try to guard my body and you already like got your arms up under mine, it's kind of hard for me to like, you know what I'm saying?
Get down, yeah, get your arm down.
Yeah, so the visual of it is, it's like, yeah, I'm actually guarding my body, and if you throw a body shot, I will get a block on that. But visually, what you see is that my arm can't go through your arm. That's really all that
from
is.
From the physics.
Yeah. So yeah, right now it's natural. I like it that way because, you know, like you mentioned, you can smother, which is a big part of boxing. One of my favorite channels to watch or pages to look at on Instagram is Mustafa Boxing, and he does a lot, like he specializes in Philly shell, and I take a lot of notes from the videos that he drops, because he'll show himself with his fighters doing drills, defense drills, and I know one of my favorite ones where he's like, what is it? It's like catch the jab, slip the straight, then bring your shoulder in. Bring your shoulder into his chest, so it's like smothering the attack.
Smother, yeah.
So you know, I took those. So it's amazing that the physics system kind of brought me to that place where it kind of naturally does that. So now it gives me something to build on. Just like when you were talking about the angling, like I put that clip in there because like it was just one of those coincidental things. I didn't purposely angle him; it just happened. And then that's when it's like when I record videos like that and I see certain things like that, it's like, okay, that's something to build on. Now I'm about to work on purposely making them angle.
That's awesome, bro. That's awesome. And now we're gonna have like exactly. See, one of the cool things about your development process and seeing through your development process happening kind of in real time because of the way that you're doing the devlogs is that we could see the things that kind of you stumble upon in your development, and then how you parlay that into a mechanic or something that works for you for the game that makes sense in boxing logic, like the step in punch, or that kind of lunging punch where you were like, oh, I didn't even know just came out of nowhere while I was developing it, and I realized I could do this. Now this is part of the game. And it kind of sounds the same way with the clinching. You're like, oh, the dude pushed me and I kind of rotated, so I angled them out. I hit him with some punches, or I had him in an angle, and now it opened up the doors for that. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna start working on putting angles in there more purposefully. So I think that's really cool. And I don't know if you ever played the game Hajime no Ippo or the Victorious Boxers boxing games, but they're the only other boxing game that I've ever seen that has an angling system. Every other boxing game doesn't have that.
Is that game that where you have that character, that light skinned character with the black shorts?
Yeah, Boxers Road.
Okay.
Where,
yeah. That game's dope. I like the movement on that game.
Yeah.
That game's got a lot of good movement.
Yeah, and they made all of the Victorious Boxers and Hajime no Ippo games, but the element that they have in theirs is the whole angling. So like if a person's blocking, if like they're blocking, if you turn, they don't automatically just turn with you. They'll have to step back or something, or if they're moving their heads, they won't turn with you, so you could kind of angle them out and hit them. But
I got some of that in my game.
Okay.
Now.
Oh, that's cool.
Sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I just want to get that in there.
Yeah.
But there is a little bit of that in the game right now. Because where it is like they automatically lock in on each other. So he's gonna see you. The computer player's gonna see you no matter what. But like it's like soon as you go into the lean system, that's when your feet get locked into place, and that's when you can get angled. Because that was another thing that I didn't like about Fight Night. You get into the head movement, and you can still just kind of turn in place, like Nobody can do that. If you sitting up there with head movement, like you literally got to lock your feet and move your head. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I have right now. As soon as you lock your feet, all that rotation stops. And that's when you're like vulnerable to angle off. That way nobody can like really spam that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I just got hit with a 10-minute thing. So I think I gotta sign up. No, I don't think I logged in. So cool. It's all right. I'll send you if we get cut off, I'll just send you another one. We'll continue it from there. So the next thing that I want to ask you is, I gotta ask you about this, bro. The particle effects, man. The particle effects. I got a lot of people on me about those particle effects, man.
Yeah,
a lot of people.
I was waiting on that one.
A lot of people don't necessarily like the particle effects that are in the game. They think it's very distracting. But I do know that you're trying to create a visual representation of certain things happening, of punches landing or punches missing or hurt or somebody getting hurt or big punch landing. Is there any way where there'll be more like minuscule, or is there like a way where someone could use audio cues instead and maybe have an option to turn off those particle effects if they wanted to?
Right. Okay. So as far as the particles go, and this, I'm gonna just say this over the whole game. Like, I don't want y'all to look too deep into what y'all are seeing right now. I mean, obviously the gameplay, yeah, look into that. That's what y'all are gonna get. But as far as the visuals go, that ain't. We're not even there yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got whole new character models that I have, which I'm not satisfied with the character models that I have, but I'm working on new character models. So as far as the particles go, every particle that y'all have seen is literally just placeholders, because I'm trying to set myself up to put the right particles in later, because and like I said, this whole thing is it's a journey, period. So as y'all are seeing those sparks fly out, like y'all say, that's supposed to simulate sweat. But the thing is, being at this point in my journey, I am literally just now trying particles for the first time, so I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. Gotcha. So the sweat particles, that was the first particle that I ever made myself, and the visual of it came out the way that I wanted to. But obviously it's way too big. Yeah. Here's the thing, because I don't know what I'm doing with particles yet, I don't know how to make the shit smaller. That's what it comes down to. Gotcha. It's the same thing for those other particles that y'all see with the red particle, the flash. I downloaded those. Those are free particles that I got from the Unity Asset Store, and I literally put those in just to see what it looks like. And I just started recording some videos with it, because I have to kind of keep moving forward. I put things in the game, and then I play the game, and I try to get little gameplay footage to kind of, take notes on what I need to work on. So the particles just happen to be there now, and they're way too big because I don't know how to make them smaller. You would think that you would be able to take the scale tool and make it smaller, like I could do the player, the ring, and pretty much every asset that's in the game. But particles work different. I can't scale down the particles. I gotta literally, like, whenever I do get back to the game and get back to the particle portion of the game, I literally have to watch a video. I have to research a video on how to reduce the size of particles, because there's no setting in there where it's like obvious for minimizing the size. But bringing it home, once I get there, once I get to the part where I'm putting particles in, they're not gonna be so overwhelming, and they're gonna make sense when they come through. Like, even like just with the sweat particles, I mean, what's a boxing game without the sweat particles coming out after a hard punch? So I have to have that in there. So once I figure out, those sweat particles will be in there, but it'll be in a situation where it makes sense. Like, those sweat particles are only gonna come up when you land a haymaker. It ain't gonna happen when you land in just little light punches. And then, like, as far as the light punches go, it's gonna be like really subtle. and it's going to make sense. I have an idea of what I want to do with that, but I don't want to give that away just yet.
Okay, cool.
But I hear y'all on the particles, dog. I got you. I'm loud and clear because y'all on my head.
Yo,
that's the only thing people talking about.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing that they were telling me. Like, people love your game, but like one of the things that they will constantly like, yo, that gotta go, is the particles. I don't even think anyone knew that particle effect was sweat. I think a lot of people were just like, damn, he's just really going hard with these particles.
Yeah, I was like, the one dude said sparkles, and then I'm like, sparkles? Like, dude, it's sweat. Like, like if it was just going straight out, I would understand. But it's like, you can see
it kind of rains down.
So it's like, okay, this is obviously sweat, but nobody seems to realize that that's sweat.
People are used to seeing things completed, and then like with yours is a journey, which I think it brings that uniqueness and kind of brings us along for the ride. But that's the difference between people expecting something. They think that that's literally just like a particle effect to like, oh, he punched him really hard, so now this big spray is gonna happen. This is a question. This question right here is almost personal for me. It's almost like a for me question. I'm a simulation guy. I know you're making an arcade boxing game, so I wrote it down in a specific way, just to see what your take is on this. So your game is an arcade game, but will it have anything for the simulation players? You have the technical bits there, plus really, if you think about it, the market is still clean. There's no one in the simulation space even right now. So your game can still be a breath of fresh air, even if you have a simulation element to it or connected to it. Maybe not the main thing, but just something, even if it's small, for simulation players. Are you planning to have anything like that in your game?
Well, let me ask you this personally. As far as the simulation goes, like when you say simulation, obviously you mean, I know you mean like 10 round, 12 round championship fights or things like that. But does it, like, would you be opposed to the simulation mode still being in street clothes?
Nah. To me, none of that matters. Like when I'm wearing the hoodies, it doesn't matter. As long as I could play the game, with gloves and even headgear, and just be able to box, and like it just be a full 10 rounds, 12 rounds, like that. That's all, that's all that I'm looking for, with the technical elements that you already have in the game, obviously, but just being able to just box with gloves, that's what I'm looking for. They don't have to have shorts on and all these different things. As long as I could just box. I'm talking about, when I say simulation, I'm just talking about the gameplay in and of itself, not the aesthetics.
Yeah, well, I mean, in that case, it's obviously that's a possibility. It's all code at the end of the day. I would basically have to reroute my code in a way that instead of the health just going down from an accumulation, there has to be some kind of a generation, so a health regen system that goes into that. And just for me personally, I like a challenge. So yeah, I'll definitely get on that. Just right now, I want to focus on just getting out the initial vision, because I honestly never intended on there ever being a simulation mode. But as time went on, I did realize, like, people still probably want the simulation factor in there, especially since there hasn't been a boxing game out in over 10 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely a possibility, and I'm gonna see about getting that cracking.
Okay, cool. So you just mentioned something very interesting there. So I wanted to understand more. How will the fights work? Will it be with a life bar, kind of like a Mortal Kombat style, that goes down, and if it depletes, it's game over? Or will it be like other traditional boxing games where it's just until you get KO'd, can't get up, or lose on the cards? Is there even a card system the way you have it right now, or is it more of a fighting game with boxing elements in it?
It's more of a fighting game with boxing elements in it. There's no cards, no scoring system right now. It's basically a health bar. Starts at 100, goes down to 0. Whoever reaches 0 first loses, and you suffer a crazy knockout. But yeah, that's basically the way that it is now. I just had a brain fart right then. Ask me that question one more time.
No, that was the question. What type of game? So that is.
Oh, I know what I was going. My bad. I know what I was going into, because I wanted to go into some extras with that. But yeah. So as far as a actual health bar, like I keep saying, this is a journey. So every time that I get behind this computer and I get to working on this game, I start thinking of new ideas. So, at first there was a visual health bar, and you could see, oh, he got one more hit until I can knock him out. And I thought about it, and I was like, that's cool and all, but the thing that people like the most about fights is the element of surprise. You don't know who's gonna win. One punch can change the fight. One punch can end the fight. So if you can't see the health bar, you don't know who's about to get knocked out. Only thing you have to go by is that I don't even know what to call it, but it's a region damage, a region damage hood, I guess. That's what I'm gonna call it.
With
region damage hood. Yeah, the body and the head. That's all you really have to go by. If it's yellow, you all right. If it's red, might want to protect yourself. If it's dark red, run.
So that's going to be a cool way of playing it, where you could be technical, still box, and build up the damage on your opponent, even if you wanted to go that technical boxing route. But that's interesting. It's very, very different. But this is why I mentioned that simulation mode. If you'll ever have something kind of for a person who just wants to go in there and almost simulate how a boxing fight is. But yeah, that's cool.
I do want to have I want to have elements for everybody at the end of the day, because that just goes back to one of the reasons why I started this in the first place, because I come from the 2K community, and there's been so much time went by where I was always feeling like damn, y'all don't listen to us. Like, y'all don't listen to the community. Like, we're on Twitter fingers like a motherfucker, like telling y'all, bro, we don't like this. Change it and stop messing with it. Leave it alone. We don't like this. And it's like, so with that being said, it was like, it's hard for me to not try to consider everybody in the decisions that I make. But at the end of the day, I will have to hunker down on something and kind of make somebody mad. At the end of the day, somebody's not going to be satisfied, somebody's not going to like it. And I can't really concern myself with that too much, because at the end of the day, it's my game, it's my vision. I have to take some of that from 2K, because at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, the community's telling you what they want, but it's like, yeah, we'll take that in mind, but at the end of the day, this is our vision, and we're going to present to the world our vision. Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. It's balance, basically.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Let me increase your volume on this device real quick and come right back. All right. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. I get it. You have to. Somebody's not gonna like it. I mean, there's people probably that don't want it to be simulation at all. They're just like, yo, I just want the bare knuckles, whole brutality of it. I want it to be one of that type of game where it's a boxing game inside of a fighting game, inside of there's people that's gonna want that. And if you even have the simulation, they might get upset. So you're never
it's always gonna be somebody upset, bro. Because I read all comments, and you know what I'm saying. Like, that's why I leave hearts on everybody. Shit, like, I can't respond to everybody, but I have read all of y'all comments, and I mean, it's dudes in there saying that like they don't want this to be a street game at all, and for the people who feel that way, like, you just gonna have to get over that. That's what ESBC's for. I'm not ESBC. Yeah. This is bloody knuckle street boxing. So if you want the shorts and the realism and all that, go over there, bro. That's not how I want to come in there, because although I know that that is what a lot of people want, that is my way to differentiate myself and separate myself from it.
Yeah, I mean, I completely I like the style of your game. Like, I know that you're not trying to create, WBC championships and going to the MGM Grand and all that stuff. I know that your game is more of this like very unique style. You're gonna have a signature style to it, but you're still staying true to that technical aspect. And that's really, at the end of the day, that technical element of boxing is what I care about more than anything. More than it actually being the real fighters and all of these things. I really just care about that technical aspect that you show so much. Like, you could see it so much in your game. So I'm fine with the route that you want to go, because I know that those other type of games, like you mentioned, ESBC, is going to come out, and we're going to have that ability to do that in those games. And when people say that, it's like, bro, you want him to make a realistic, you want him to make championship boxing. He's not gonna do that. He's gonna make his game with boxing. So you can't push him all the way to that end when that's not his vision. Now, a big question a lot of people want to know: will there? And I know that this is not easy. I know this is not easy, but will there be online in your game? No one knows that, because you never explicitly said anything like that.
Yeah. So when I started the game, like, online is what I had in mind from day one. Because I'm all about online. Like, I honestly feel like if your game don't have online, like, what are you doing? Like, it's 2022. You have to go online, because like you even like when I was playing 2K, like, playing against a computer and playing against a person is totally different. I can't play with the computer like I can play with you, because the computer already know what I'm doing. Yeah. So like, if you I don't know if you've ever checked out any of my NBA 2K videos, but like, my last hoop mixtape that I made is basically a basketball montage. But it was on NBA 2K20, and like, you can tell, like, by the clips that I got in that montage, that like, I was just playing. Like, it was late in the year, it was Noob Zone, so it was like, okay, I'm finna put on the show. Because I mean, you a gamer, bro. Ain't nothing like a good old pub stomping session, dog. Ain't nothing like that. So
I love that.
So yeah, of course there's going to be online. I honestly don't even want to release the game until there's online. And
perfect.
I'm even entertaining I'm entertaining having the game be purely online.
Oh,
but
nice.
That's a whole nother monster though.
But at least that tells us where you are in your mind and your headspace in terms of online. There's people that they really thought, like, yo, is this an online game or what? Are you just gonna be able to play the computer?
It's gonna be online. All right, it's honestly, like I said, it's probably not even gonna come out until I can secure the online gameplay, because like, even now with me testing, because I haven't figured out how to even do local multiplayer yet. So even now with me trying to test my game out, I can't test it to its full ability, because I don't know what it's like to be across the ring from an actual person. Because even with the clinching and stuff like that, or in the angling, right now it looks kind of wonky or whatever, because I haven't like really dove very deep into AI. I actually haven't dove into AI at all. All I did was code my computer player to throw a random combo out every 3 to 5 seconds. But he doesn't actually follow you and hunt you down and try to keep his distance, and he don't do none of that. So it's like, I don't really know where the game actually is right now, because I don't have all of those elements to fight against. All I got to go against is just random combos being thrown at me. So all I can do is try to dodge them and try to block them and land my punches or whatever. But I'm excited to see what it's like, just being able to have somebody across the screen from me
and play against you and have their kind of their thought process of how they're gonna do the fight and stuff. I think that's gonna be cool to see that be put together, especially with the elements, the animations that you have. So you just touched on it a little bit, but I'm wondering what would the game features be like? Would they be a training kind of mode? Will there be different things like that, or is it just on an online, or like what's going to be the game features that you're thinking of having for the game?
All right. So, like I said, I'm gonna be referencing 2K a lot in this interview. So,
That's cool.
Yeah. So, like, I've taken so many elements from 2K because, like, 2K, it's an amazing game. Like, it's genius what they've done with the park and the my players and things like that. It's literally like, other than where they're going with the gameplay, it's literally the game of my dreams where you can go online and play as just you with other people that are playing with just them, and y'all get to team up together and play like y'all were playing real life. So, damn, and once again, brain fart. I'm trying to get into a whole lot of stuff, but shit. What was the question? One more time.
What kind of game features will be in the game, like training?
Oh yeah,
and stuff like that.
There will be training games. Right now, I'm focusing on gameplay. And I am like, now that I have these eyes on me, now there's a little bit more haste for me to start wrapping up this gameplay circuit so I can get to the other features. But I do want to have training games in the game, and it's not going to be like the training games on Fight Night Champion, because I didn't really like those either, because I know one of the things that I like on 2K as far as the my players goes, I like that, you know, I can play online, and if I don't want to play against anybody, I have my own court that I can go practice in. So that heavy bag scene that you guys seen, yeah, that will be something like, you know, I'm at the house and, you know, I just want to go hit the bag, and you know, they'll be like, he'll go in his garage and hit his heavy bag that he got at his house, and you'll have the option to be able to just freestyle or do an actual training game. And I do want to incorporate those training games into building your players' attributes. Because, you know, you taking this from NBA Live or whatever, you know what I'm saying? They had it to where, you know, they didn't knock your head off about how you got your player up. They just wanted you to play the game. Versus 2K, it's like, we want you to play the game and spend all your damn money. So I don't know if you know anything about that, but like the way 2K their format is, when the game comes out, you have to pay the $60 for the game. Yeah. And if you want to play online with your my player, you got to spend a whole nother $60 just to get him to 85, so you can be able to compete without looking stupid out there. Mm-hmm. I don't like that at all. I mean, I get it, but like, you ain't got, why do I have to buy a whole nother game basically? Yeah. I gotta pay the price of the game after I buy the game. And you know, for me, like, I don't want to do it, but it's not that big of a deal. But you think about a kid who just got the game for Christmas, like, you know what I'm saying, and they parents ain't got money like that. It's like, look, I did good to get you the game. I can't give you another $60 so you can compete online. Like, that's stupid, bro. I am going to incorporate some training games in there, so that'll be your way to work on your attributes.
To increase. Okay. That's perfect. All right. So for the game, a lot of people want to know this. Is the game slated to release on, like, are you planning to release it on consoles and get the kits to do that? Or is it just going to be on PC for now? Or is it going to be just consoles and not PC? Or both?
Well, for right now, it's just a PC game, just because that's all I have. That's all I really know how to do. I haven't looked into how to get it on PlayStation and Xbox. But shit, of course, like the ultimate goal is to get it on every platform, because I know everybody wants it.
Yeah, a lot of people, and a lot of boxing fans that play the Fight Night games, they don't even have PCs. They have just, you know, like the Xbox and the PlayStation.
Right. Cause see, that's even a problem right now. Cause see, I love Fight Night Champion. Like, that's one of the games that's honestly my favorite game of all time. I've studied that game. Like, I used to literally like sit in front of the TV all day and fight on like Muhammad Ali and Roy Jones Jr. on the hardest setting. Yeah. And even with the bare knuckles, like I changed the sliders to where it was like I don't know if anybody even knew that you could do this. There's a setting on there where you could change it to where the round doesn't end until there's a knockdown.
Oh, like the throwback. That's a throwback. Yeah, that's like
they
the
had 19... that. I don't know how many people knew about that, but like, that's how I used to play. Like, I would go in that bit and like literally face Mike Tyson on Greatest of All Time set. Get my ass whooped sometimes, but you know, it sharpens up your reflexes, because one good fight against Hall of Fame Mike Tyson, ain't nobody online finna be no match for me. If you putting on pressure like him, like I already know how to get around that.
All right, so another thing, bouncing off of that, of course, and I know you probably, I don't know if you even have an idea right now, but when do you think we could expect the game to come out?
That right there, it's really hard to answer that question, honestly, because like even like I don't know if you really even understand how long the game's been worked on, because I've heard you say it's been a year. It's actually been 2 years.
Oh, 2
I
years.
started producing the game. I started working on the game in October 2020.
Okay.
And it took me all of this time to get where it is now. Like for the past year that I haven't been online, it's literally been me like working with that Puppet Master plugin. Like it's that tedious.
Damn.
So like I said, I am now that I got a little bit of momentum going thanks to you. I do want to hurry up and kind of like transition myself to getting away from the gameplay, because I am aware that there are ways that you can update your game online. So if there's something that isn't perfect, that's something that I could throw an update out for later. But it's a journey, because you know, through all of this stuff, which as crazy as it may sound, after what y'all have seen already, I still don't know what the hell I'm doing, bro. Honestly, like there's so much that I don't know. Like, and when I say that, that's not saying that I don't have the experience. It's just I just need people to grasp that the learning curve never ends. Like programmers are professional Googlers. That was actually said in my course that I took. He was like, we're literally professional Googlers, because when you like there's like of course there's a lot of critical thinking that goes into coding. There's a lot of problem solving that you have to do, because it's like, okay, there's a goal that I have to set, and I have to figure out how do I get to this goal. So first you got to go through what they call pseudocode, where you type the code out in English. Basically you type out what do you want to happen if this condition is met. And then once you have typed the logic out of how you've done it, it helps you walk through, okay, now how do I code this shit?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot. The learning curve is never, because I mean, if you, we'll get into this in another time or whatever, because like, if I could like share my screen with you the next time that we talk, like there's on the Unity website, there's this section called the scripting API, which is basically a library of like all of the codes that you can use in certain situations. So it's like I'll run you through like a quick rundown of like the logic or whatever. It's like you have to code in. It's like if I press 3, I want a punching sound to play. So the way you would do that is like in the code, you got to make a reference to the audio source that sound is on. Well, first you got to go into the Unity engine. You got to create an audio source on Unity. Then you got to load the actual sound bite into that audio source. Then once you get to the code, you got to get a reference to that audio source. You got to make sure that the shit can actually find the audio source first. And then you got to make a reference to the clip that's in there. And then you have to like type an if statement that say, if such and such happens, then play this sound. And then if you want to get more deep into it, play this sound. And then under that, play this sound at this pitch, and so on and so forth. And it's like that. So that logic goes into everything that goes into the game. And it's so much, because you got plugins that you put in, and then you gotta reference the plugin, and it gets deep. It gets deep. I don't want to get too far into it, because I could talk about that all day, and I could really geek out on that. But the learning curve never stops, and like that's the thing that, like, you know, when the times that, like, you know, I have you know, my family and my friends in my ear, like, hey, you need to stop saying so much. Stop telling them so much. And it's like, yeah, I hear you. I ain't gonna say too much so that people can copy me, but at the end of the day, I'm not really too worried about that, because I can tell you or I can give you ideas about what to do and
to
how to
apply
do
it is a different
but
thing.
do you really have the patience to do this shit though? Because
it's a lot.
did you peep that tutorial that I posted about how to make a soundtrack for your game?
Yeah. I saw it. From the
Okay.
devlog. That was a
Right.
recent. That was one of the recent devlogs that you had.
Yeah, that was just a quick tutorial in between devlogs. And the reason I did that tutorial because there was no video online for it. And see, and that's the thing right there that separates me from or separates us, because obviously other programmers are that stubborn too to find out how to do stuff. But that's what separates the real programmers from the people that just like, oh, that looks cool. Because yeah, in the video you'll see that I didn't put that much code in there, and it's honestly very simple. But the part that you don't know is it took me 6 hours to figure that shit out. I was up till 5 in the morning figuring that out, though.
Yeah.
So like, do you really have that much patience to?
And that's just one thing. So imagine every little thing. Yeah, it's you have to have a lot of patience.
I got so many scripts on that game, it ain't funny, bro. And like the player itself, Jesus, he got so many scripts on him, bro. And it's crazy because my girl, she be sitting there like, God, how do you do all that? Like, what is that? Because it just looked like Chinese on the screen.
Yeah, it's like a different language when you're coding and doing all that stuff.
Yeah, it's not. It's like I said, it's really not that hard. It's the most tedious thing that you will ever do in your life. Honestly, it's so tedious. But I've always specialized in tedious things. I like the challenge.
Yeah,
that's just me.
So basically, it's safe to say right now, you don't have any, like, not even a comfortable window of when you think that the game might come out.
Well, I'll say this. I'm not gonna make y'all wait too long. I hear y'all loud and clear, and I know that, you know, like with what you've said, like from what I've seen, because I've like, I ain't gonna say I've binge watched your channel, but I've watched a lot of your videos, and in particular, I watched the one where you said you played ESBC, and from the information that you revealed in that video, saying that even for them, they're still dealing with glitches in their game, with the player just like flying out of the ring, which I have that problem too. I was so mad, bro. I was recording some clips for y'all, and I got the craziest knockout. And as I knocked him out, my player flew out the ring. I was like, damn it.
Can't use that.
Yeah, but with that being said, with you saying that even they're still having problems, that has given me a lot more confidence. I was never worried about them in the first place. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
because I mean, all due respect, because I mean that I can't wait to play that game. Like, when I saw that game for the first time, I was like, whoa, look at that footwork, bro. If I could get that footwork, bro, it's over. But yeah, I'm not worried about them. But now that you've thrown that piece out of there, I'm even less worried about them, and now that's giving me a more of a fire to finish my game, because now I could possibly put it out before them. And
it's a possibility.
Yeah, that'll be the best course of action for me. I think I should put it out before them, but I'm not going to rush myself to put it out, because I'm not gonna put out an unfinished product that's gonna make y'all unhappy, because I know y'all gonna be on my head about that. And that's not even, I don't even blame y'all for that, because I used to be on Mike Wayne head all the time about what I didn't like in 2K. So being that I was one of those quote unquote hecklers, I know that that shit's on the way. So I'm not gonna put out just anything. But I'm gonna just say this. I'm going to try not to spend no more than another year on this shit.
Okay.
Just the initial drop. I don't want to spend much more than a year, but at the same time, there is still a lot that I got to learn, and this is a journey that I want to gain from, you know what I'm saying? So I'm determined to finish it by myself. Of course, there are certain things that I'm going to have to contract out, like player models and different maps. I don't know how to do that stuff yet. Maybe one day I will, but at this point, I'm just willing to pay somebody to do it for me. So yeah, for all y'all asking how y'all can help, like if anybody know how to create realistic player models and maps, hit me up. IG ZJ_Duckett. We'll talk about it there. But as far as the coding and the actual game, that's me. I gotta do it myself. I have to do this because I don't know how successful this thing is gonna be. I'm loving all the support that I'm getting right now. It's overwhelming, and I'm truly humbled by it. But at the end of the day, I have to finish this in a way that I can gain something from it if it doesn't work. So if the game does work, then hey, we go on to making other games. Cause I got a whole bunch of other video game ideas. But if it doesn't work, at least now I walk myself through every portion of making a game. So now, if my game flops, ESBC, hey, if y'all want me, okay, you see that I can put a game together. So now we can work. Now you see that I have the experience to bring something to the table. Yeah. But as of now, it's like, nah, I ain't worried about them right now. I have to do this for myself. I have to see this to the end.
Yeah, I mean, and to be very honest, you have elements in your game that's better than ESBC, in my opinion. And ESBC, of course, they have elements but they're a whole team. They're a whole team of people. They got realistic fighters, and they got a whole scanning apparatus that scans them and puts them in the game and stuff. So obviously, those things are like all the way up here, but there are things that you do, like your clinching, how it's just organic, it's just natural, how you smother the punches and stuff like that, and the way that looks, and the way the punches come out, and how the body is moving, all that stuff. A lot of the stuff that you have, they look really good, and I would even say that a lot of the things that you have in your game look better than what ESBC is doing. So you would definitely 100%, in my opinion, be very valuable to that company, to Steel City Interactive, if they wanted to venture into something like their clinch system and everything like that. So this is the one last question I'm gonna ask you.
Before you get into that, real quick,
okay.
I just want to drop this quick nugget where you say that I could be beneficial to ESBC.
Yes.
This is the great thing about the fact that I'm doing this, and that there's other guys out here developing boxing games. We're already helping ESBC because I talked in the past, and I actually got a video coming out soon that talks about this. It's a throwback, but I made this game in the name of competition. 2K, they kind of don't listen to the community as much as they should to, because they really have no competition. NBA Live, they've been struggling for a while. I liked NBA Live 19, but it still wasn't as good as NBA 2K 19. Yeah. So I made this game in the name of competition. So regardless of whether they hire me at a later date or something like that, this is going to help them out, because now they know that, okay, we got competition out here, so we can't mess around with this. We got to put out a good product. And same thing goes for those other guys. If they see that there's a lot of competition out here in this same industry, now we got to bring forth our best effort.
Yeah, the best foot forward. You're right, bro.
Right.
And at the end of the day, it's always going to be good for the consumer anyways. If there's competition.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, it elevates the consumer experience. Last thing that I want to ask you, and this is a little bit of a fun question, I guess. Will there be a few months before release or something, or a little bit before release, a small little demo, a small little playable demo for people? You can't go online or nothing. Maybe you could just maybe just hit the punching bag or something like that, or do something, whatever. Is there gonna be a small little demo that you are planning to release before the game comes out?
Yeah, there is. I definitely plan on dropping a small demo. It's more than likely just gonna be the punching bag, because I don't. You gotta pay me if you want to fight.
If you want to fight somebody.
Yeah. I gotta pay me for some of that.
But, don't put no demo out where people could just play it over and over and over again and be satisfied. You definitely want to keep a little bit away from it. But yeah, that's what that'll be a cool thing. Just to feel out how it feels, the timing and everything. I think that'll be good for a lot of people.
Because the purpose of the demo that I will be dropping is literally just for testing. I need to know people's opinions. How does this feel? How do you like the controller layout? Is this a comfortable layout? Does it make sense? Because one of the things that I'm like that I'm torn about is like the uppercuts. Like the way that I have it right now is the uppercuts are both like the R1 and L1, because I haven't figured out how to code like a double button press. Yeah. But even still, like with the way that I got my haymaker set up with having to hold the buttons down, it kind of like wouldn't make sense to have that there where you would double tap or double press a button to do a uppercut. So as far as me, I like the control scheme, but that doesn't mean that y'all would like the control scheme. So I definitely want feedback on the control scheme. Excuse me. And I also want feedback on the fluidity, the movement. And more than anything is the haymaker system, because I know that's a bit different. It makes sense to hold down the button for a haymaker because it's like, okay, I want to feel this punch, feel it go in, feel it come out. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like when it comes to stringing haymakers together, the way that I have it set up, it's kind of like you kind of have to plan the combo before you release it. Okay. And it's like, and I just wonder, like, do y'all like that? Like, will they like that? Or is that kind of like complicating things and making it hard to mix it up a little bit? So that's what the demo will be for.
I do know that a lot of combos in real life, when you're throwing them, you are planning them. Sometimes because of the speed that you're throwing them in, you're not really like, oh, now I'm gonna throw a straight right, now I'm gonna throw up. It's like you're kind of like, okay, I'm gonna throw this combo, pop, 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 and you throw it. So I kind of get that in that sense. But there are moments where you could like also you separate it. You'll throw a jab and then you'll decide to throw a straight right, and then you'll decide to throw an uppercut. But it'll be interesting to see that in the game with the holding of the buttons, which so that tells me that the analog stick, the right analog stick, you're not using that for punches in any way, right? So it's just the button presses. Okay. I
tried to implement that, and it worked as far as like a quick tap to the left, quick tap to the right. But as far as like the diagonals, I don't know how to code that.
Gotcha.
Because right now, I'm working with the new input system of Unity, and there's not a whole lot of information on that out because it came out in 2020. So honestly, like nobody really knows how to use it that well yet. Like you got channels like Brackies, like they know the system, but even them, like they're not going into major detail about how to use it. So that's another avenue for me right there. After I finish this game, I might be able to drop some tutorials that are not out here, because there's a lot of stuff that I be looking for that I can't find. But you know, I'm glad that I'm glad that I can't find everything, because that just helps me be a better developer, because now I got to find out how to do it myself. And as I told you before, I'm a huge advocate for do it yourself.
Yeah. All right. That was it. Those are the questions that the community as a whole wanted to get out or wanted to see where you were with those things. Me personally, I had a lot of questions in there that was in line with the community as well, that I just wanted to know for myself. So thank you so much, man. What's your first name? Just like, do you want to put your first name out there, or?
Nah, just call me Lil C Shorty.
Lil C Shorty. All right, cool. Lil C Shorty. All right, so thank you so much for coming here, having this interview with me. I know you didn't have to do it, but I'm very happy that you are collaborating with me in these videos and stuff like that, because hopefully it just helps with the success of your game. I'm definitely going to be behind you 100% because I love what I see so far. I love everything that you're doing and the path and the kind of the road where you're taking the game. So as soon as all these little updates come out, you know that I'm gonna be on top of those.
Right.
On top of those.
Reaction video in 30 minutes on your head.
Exactly. Yep, that fast. All right, man. Any last words you want to say to the Boxing Fanatico family, or?
Yeah, man. I just really want to say, man, like I really appreciate you, you know, taking the time out of your day to even look into me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's crazy how this all came about, bro. Because like I know, like when I dropped the dev vlog, you were saying that damn, he didn't talk much about the clinching. Reason I didn't talk about that is because like all of this came out of nowhere, bro. All of this came out of nowhere. Like the last two videos that I dropped, these were videos that I was already working on and had planned to drop. And then like you hit me up on my daughter's birthday, bro, which if that ain't a sign, bro, I don't know what is. Because, you know, it's crazy, bro, because I've been working at this a long time, bro. I've been on YouTube for 6 years, you know, trying, and, you know, my daughter, she sacrificed a lot for me, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know, all the times that, you know, she's wanted my attention so bad, and it's like, oh baby, I got you in a minute. I gotta drop this video. I gotta get this gameplay. I'm trying to set myself up to where that I can be home with you all the time instead of having to go to work and then come home and do this. Like I'm trying. I know it's hard, but like it's gonna be worth it one day. And you, sir, have given me a boost, man. And dog, I'm truly humbled that you know what I'm saying, that you the type of person that just reached down. Like it says a lot about you that you've actually, you know, reached down to shine some light on a smaller YouTuber, which, you know what I'm saying, as long as I've been YouTube, and, you know, as long as you've been on YouTube, you know that is hard to get somebody that's bigger than you to reach down. There's a lot of ego that comes into it. So, you know what I'm saying, man, I'm speechless when it comes to that, bro. I appreciate the fact that you took the time out of your day to look into me and then start helping me promote it, because my channel was stagnant for a long time. And like when I kept saying that that, you know, it's my game is almost to a point when I'm ready to let y'all test it and things like that, it was like I was actually gonna come back and just drop a demo, because I didn't expect there to be a lot of attention on me. I was just talking to my little subscriber base, but it's like now you done invited me to your subscriber base and they welcome me with open arms, and I'm just humbled by the fact that they even liked the game. I didn't think it was gonna get such a good response. I knew my game was good, but I didn't think it was that good to have this kind of response. So yeah, man, I could literally go on all day about this shit, man. I just want you to know that, you know, I appreciate you. My family appreciates you. Like, we're just like, I'll drop a video and it's like, soon as I see that you posted a reaction video, like my family's like, oh, turn it on the TV, stream it to the TV. We want to watch it too. Hey, you know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
cool.
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy, man. And I can't thank you enough, bro. Just know that, you know, whenever I get where I'm getting, bro, you will be blessed, definitely, because you didn't have to do this. And you know, I can already tell you about to tell me like, nah, you ain't got to do all that.
I was just about to say
that. Honestly, I ain't trying to hear none of that. I know you didn't do it for the purpose of trying to get something in return, but it's guys like you that deserve to be blessed, because you blessed me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how this shit go, man. Life hard, bro. Life hard. Like, I done been through a lot down this YouTube journey, and it's like life don't give a fuck, bro. Life will whip your ass, bro. And that, I think, bringing it all full circle, I think that's why I like boxing so much, because boxing is a
metaphor.
Visual, it's a visual representation of life. Mm-hmm. Like, everything could be going good. You hitting them with the jab, you hitting with all these punches, and then you think punched. You about to win. Next thing you know, smack. I mean, I got smacked today, bro. My air condition went out last night, bro. I had to just drop $500 to get my air condition fixed today, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Versus all the shit that happened early this week, man. It's like life is a fight, bro. And I done got knocked down a bunch of times, but at the end of the day, bro, you get knocked down, you got to keep on moving. You got to get your punk ass back up and keep moving, bro. Go back to the drawing board, figure it out, and let's go again. And if you fail, guess what? Get back in the gym, train, and try again. You got to keep trying, bro. Yeah. And I think that's what's gotten me here to this point with YouTube, because it's been so many times where I thought about quitting, and I just like, nah, I have to, because I know I'm not gonna be happy being a regular dude in life. Yeah. So I'm gonna leave it at that, bro.
You made it sentimental. You made it sentimental, but it's all good, man. I you know, Man, I'm humble from hearing that, man, and I feel good. But really, the honest truth is, you have something that I feel is a good product. You're going on a good path, and you deserve your flowers for the hard work that you're doing. And
I appreciate that.
my channel is a boxing video game channel primarily, and I think what better place to showcase a boxing video game that deserves to be showcased than on the Boxing Fanatico channel for the Boxing Fanatico community. So yeah, it's not gonna stop. So get ready. Every video you put out,
you got a hell of a channel, by the way, too, bro. Like I took some time. I was looking at the videos. I was looking at the road to boxing, or what is it called?
Boxers Road.
Yeah, Boxers Road. I was watching the games you playing that, and then all the coverage that you did on the ESBC, and yeah, I mean, you got a dope ass channel. Like, what's that game with the like the stick figures that be leaning and shit? Like, what's that game?
Oh, that's damn, that game is even super hard to play too, because it's not on Steam or nothing.
That game is genius though.
Yeah, it's really good.
That is some genius level coding. Like, I can see it from a coding perspective.
Yeah,
like,
I know you're looking at it differently. Because some people look at that game and they think it's trash just because it's stick figures. And I'm like, bro, you got to look past the stick figures. You got to look at the things that you could do in the game. Like, you could change your positioning. Like, you could change your hands like mid-fight and just put your hands down and fight with your hands down. And now, like, the animation is based off of your hands down. Or you could be like Mike Tyson and all in mid-game. So it's kind of it's a genius setup. But
is that game actually out?
It is out. You could play it, but though you got to go to my tutorial video because it's super difficult to understand how to play it.
I can see. I was watching that one match you had with that one dude where you was like, he's one of the top players in the world.
Number 2.
That was intense, bro. But it looked like a real boxing match because if you get past the stick figures and just kind of like imagine that these are people, like, you can see the hand movement coming in, you can see the jab, like, I'm like, wow, even the inside fight, and I was like, dog, this game is genius. Yeah, it's just stick figures.
It's just stick figures. I know. That's what I tell people. I knew somebody like you could look at that, especially since you're coding and all that, and really appreciate what's under the hood. Even though it's stick figures, you could appreciate what's under the hood. He's making a part 2 though to that game, and I kind of did the same thing that I'm doing with your game. I kind of put his game in a spotlight. So now it also motivated him to continue to make his game, and he's gonna make a part 2, and he's working on part 2 right now, and he's hoping to bring that out. And I think he has like a demo out and stuff that you could play. But yeah, man, it's cool. It's a cool thing. But anyways,
I definitely want to play it.
With that, it's already 7:30. It's getting close to that tank fight. I want to get ready.
Get real, boy.
Yeah, I got my wife downstairs, and they already setting up the fight and everything, the pay-per-view. So I need to go downstairs and join them. But yeah, man, thank you so much. We'll talk again. We're gonna do more interviews, hopefully in the future, when like things are like you get to like a crazy milestone or something. Maybe we'll have an interview or something. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, brother.
All right, man. Peace.